Welcome. I'm at SkySail by Neal Communities in East Naples. My name's Lisa Seraph, and I'm going to be hosting our event today. We're ready to share some exciting news at SkySail, our newest offering in the townhomes, and we also have a special guest that's going to talk to us about special financing options for townhome buyers. We're very excited about that. I wanted to also let you know that SkySail is very special to me. I've been with Neal Communities for 9 years now and watched the beginning of SkySail in 2021 with our land development and the construction of our models. The community has come so far since then. It's very, very exciting. We're going to share some videos with you today from our sales associates, our construction department, and also pictures of the amenities. The amenities are very, very special here at SkySail. We're going to also talk about the life of the community and what is happening today. So we're very, very excited. SkySail has a home for everybody. We have 6 different series of home types, from the townhomes, the villa homes, and all different sizes of single families. The square footages start from 1,600 square feet and go up to over 3,500. You can build a home, or you can pick an inventory home that can be completed anywhere from now for several months away. Lots of home choices for everybody. Our prices start in the 350s and go up to $1.5 million. So we've got a lot to share with you today. I'm very excited for you to be with us. Thank you.
I came to Florida as an experiment with my dad to see if I'd like going into the home building business. He was 57, I was 21. And I immediately learned that we were in the creation business. We were creating homes after all, but we were creating lives for people that we'd never met or known. But I came to the conclusion that we were improving their lives. My dad and I created something together that we'd never had before. I didn't know what the future would hold. We had a very small team, but every year we added to the team and skills and ability. We added to the firm and its culture and the principle that we were going to do a great job for our customers. And we're better now than we've ever been before, and over the future, I know that we'll improve, acquire new skills, be able to do different things, go different places, and make a more interesting and exciting workplace for our team, and greater creation for all of our success.
After all, people come to us not just for a job, but for careers, and to grow and learn and feel accomplishment, and we hope they can do that here at Neal Communities.
When he was first in business, in his early 20s, Pat Neal believed that wearing a suit and tie to work every day meant business. A lot has changed since then. The way we do business and the way customers interact with us is ever evolving. But what hasn't changed is our professional approach to every customer through our focus on quality, unmatched integrity, personal service, and lasting value. We define who we are as a company and as an organization.
The legacy of our success began in 1970 and has led to us being ranked top 50 nationally, as well as America's Best Builder and Professional Builder of the Year.
I think we have the greatest team in any organization of our like in the country. And I think that's why we are so respected. We have years of success. We have years of recognition through awards. We have years of doing the right thing. We have years of creating great communities and satisfied customers. We have a lot of people that are trying to figure out what we do. And ultimately, that's why I came to this organization. I was really just curious. I was trying to figure out how they were succeeding in the greatest real estate downturn ever. I'm proud of our team, not just in the results that they produce, but in the way that they go about doing it.
It isn't the same organization as 7 years ago or 17 years ago. Every year we progress, and I am pleased that we've progressed this far, and I see a great future for us all.
Neal Communities has a tremendous history. I believe we just passed our 50-year anniversary, which is something special with a privately held builder. Our guiding principles really separate us from every other builder out there.
The culture that they've built of doing the right thing. I think all of our team members know that that's the way we live and that's the way we work at Neil.
Pat and Charlene also live right here locally. He wants to make sure that customers are happy, and that is, again, their legacy. And it's our goal every day to make that happen.
The driving force behind the organization, I think, has to be Pat and his commitment to excellence and commitment to ever improving the organization, the process, the product, the people, the environment.
It's always interesting when we're able to go into a room full of 200 people and explain one of our brand new projects. He can lay it down and tell them all of the details of the project and the plan, and I can set their expectations. And so it's nice when you get to be a part of a team that you mesh so well together.
We've been in business for well over 50 years, and when you say you work for Neil, to anyone that asks, that means something.
We're all ambassadors of the organization. We're all ambassadors of the brand. And so to understand the guiding principles for everyone, regardless of the role they play, I think is important, because ultimately that streams to the customer.
Thanks, Pat, and all of our associates up in the Sarasota area. I'd like to introduce Steve Abraham. He is the president of Neil Communities Funding, and he is here to help us today to understand some fundamentals about mortgages. He's also going to share with us a little bit later our special incentive. You're so special to do that.
Yeah, we're excited.
Very, very happy for that. The next video that we're going to share with you is going to be Melissa, and we were graciously allowed to go up to our sister community, Grand Park, to take video in their Avery model. Our models here are still under construction, so you're going to get to see what the Avery looks like completed. We're very excited about that. One of the things I was so surprised about when we went to see the Avery model was how big it felt. It was really incredible. The last time that I had been in the Avery here was at the frame walk, and then seeing the Avery up there completed. It was just a huge difference. So it really feels great. So let's go see Melissa.
Hi, I'm Melissa. Welcome to the Avery model, which was recently introduced at SkySail by Neil Communities. This townhome features 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and an attached garage, all under 1,790 AC square feet. From the moment you enter the Avery, you'll forget you're in a townhome. From the high ceilings to the spacious open concept living, your home flows from the front door straight out to your covered lanai. The kitchen is the center of this home. The oversized island is perfect for your morning latte or entertaining guests in the evening. You'll love the stainless steel appliances, quartz countertops, lots of storage space, as well as a pantry. You'll enjoy the Florida sunshine on your private screened-in lanai, which also features a large storage unit. All 3 bedrooms are located on the 2nd floor. The primary bedroom is large and is spacious enough to accommodate a king-size bed, 2 oversized nightstands, and a dresser. It also has 2 walk-in closets and an ensuite with a dual vanity. The Avery is a perfect first home. With 2 additional bedrooms, you have room for guests, a home office, or whatever suits your lifestyle. Even more storage can be found in your guest bathroom. One of our homeowner favorites is having the convenience of your laundry room on your 2nd floor. Your half bath is conveniently tucked away on the 1st floor, as well as the entrance to your garage. It's been my pleasure to show you the Avery, recently introduced at SkySail by Neil Communities. I'm Melissa. Come see me soon.
So, wasn't the Avery great? One other thing to be aware of, the Avery is right now going to be the smallest of the townhomes that we're offering. We also have the Parker. The Parker's a 2-car and it's over 1,900 square feet, so it's even larger. So it's real exciting times when we get our models finished. They're currently under construction, but you can walk through with our sales associates, so you can see the actual home sites. The exciting thing about the townhomes, we're going to have 192 of them around its own lake. So everybody is going to have either a view of the lake or they're going to have a greenscape. It's very, very exciting. And the owners in the townhomes are the same ownership as in SkySail. So everybody gets to use the amenities. So
That's nice.
It's really, really exciting. So Steve, let's talk about financing.
Sure.
What is our special limited time offer for townhome purchasers?
So we're calling it the long-term rate, or the abbreviation is LTR. And what's happened is Neal Communities has gone ahead and purchased a block of money that when the customer comes and basically when it's time to lock in the interest rate, it'll result in an interest rate approximately 1% lower than whatever that the going market rate would have been for the loan that the customer is going to do. So that'll apply to a conventional loan or an FHA loan in either case.
Fantastic.
It is pretty interesting.
So we're really excited about that. And then we also, we're doing something about closing costs too, aren't we?
Sure. And then Neal provides $10,000 towards closing costs if you use the in-house mortgage company, which is us, which is a nice benefit for sure.
Excellent. So let's talk a little bit about how do people become aware? How do they get in contact with your loan consultants? How does that happen?
Well, if you're going to start before you go to the sales office, you can just go to the website, which is nealcf.com. So it's NEAL, C as in Charlie, F as in Frank.com, and start there. And if you go to apply, it'll let you look online. That's probably the best way to go. The phone number's on there also, and you can reach out and call us. If you're at this community, then talk to one of the salespersons. They'll get you in touch with us, and we're happy to call and talk to you before you go to the website.
Okay, so basically that's going to allow them to have their pre-qualification to see how much home they can actually afford to buy so they can pick the right home.
Sure. If you start on the website and you fill out the information, what happens is it comes across to us, then one of us will take a look and give you a call and talk through the information you provided and see what you're trying to accomplish. So what's got you out looking for a home? What are your family's goals? How long do you see yourself in the home? That kind of thing.
That's fantastic. Okay, so easy. That's the first step. So after they get their pre-qualification, they come in, they look at homes, they see what matches their needs. How do they actually apply?
So at that point, then basically we go back to the information that was provided, and we will simultaneously ask for additional documentation, and we'll send out the application or the disclosures, which these days means give or take about 35 to 40 electronic pages to be signed electronically is normally how it's done. You sign those, we put that together with the information and the documents that you provide, and then we send that on normally to an underwriter.
Okay. Earlier we were talking about the bank statements and verifications and that kind of stuff. Could you go back to the conversation that we had and talk about how those documents go together and how to get them to you?
Absolutely. One of the things that people don't like about loan applications is providing all the documents. So unfortunately, there aren't loans or there have not been loans where there were shortcuts available in terms of documentation for quite a while. But lately, it's possible where if the customer, let me start from the beginning. When you're doing that online loan application, it's going to ask you about your assets at some point in time. And the first option it will provide you is for you to link our portal to the bank. And there's a kind of an instantaneous transfer of information between the websites. So now instead of you going and getting bank statements and sending them to us either by an upload or by mail or whatever it might be, we've got it already. And with the technology now, if that bank account happens to hold the information where you get your payroll, then we may be able to use the information from that to validate your job and to validate your income. And if that happens, then I don't have to ask you for pay stubs. I don't have to ask you for W-2s and things like that. It just shortcuts that whole process. So it's still new-ish but it's out there, and if it works for you, it's going to make life a heck of a lot easier.
Excellent. So we're building to FHA standards. So how does that help buyers?
So an FHA loan, it's got kind of a strange reputation in my mind. The benefits to an FHA loan, first, is the down payment is smaller. So there are 3% loans on a conventional side, and but the FHA is 3.5%. Conventional means that it's not explicitly insured by the government. FHA means there is an FHA insurance program for that mortgage, right? And that's why investors will accept the lower down payment of 3.5%. So first thing is down payment. Second thing is FHA is more forgiving in terms of your credit. So if your credit score is below 720 or 700, somewhere in there, and you looked at the same loan basically on a conventional loan and an FHA loan, you're going to see much less of an impact on the interest rate in the FHA version of things, which is much better. And then the other part of it too is if you're putting less than 20% down, the loan's going to need mortgage insurance in some way, shape, or form. And the FHA, the mortgage insurance costs what it costs. It's the same whether your credit score is 620 or 780, it doesn't matter. Whereas if you're doing a conventional loan, if your credit score is 760, the mortgage insurance is going to be pretty reasonable. If it's 620, you're going to notice the difference in kind of a painful way.
Okay, I heard something, and you need to tell me if I heard correct. Are we allowed to give a gift for down payment with an FHA loan?
Sure. So you can give...
No limit?
Well, the limits would be on documentation and where it came from, I would say, right? In terms of amount, no, there's no limit.
Okay, so say I'm a parent and I have a child who's looking to buy a home and they'd like to have a townhome in SkySail, and they were a little bit short on the down payment that they had available. I could help them out by giving them a gift.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they'd be able to get the home?
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's happening more and more these days, but it's always been the case with the FHA. So, and you can do it on a conventional loan too. It's not just the FHA. Okay,
well, that is great to know. Anything else that we should know as far as what we need to do to be able to be prepared?
Yeah, if I was going to go out and start looking for a home and getting ready to do a mortgage myself, I would do a couple of things. First thing, I would just go and check my credit. If you're paying your bank or your credit card provider X number of dollars a month or whatever, so that you can see your credit score, just be aware that score is dedicated to that particular service or that particular niche in the market. It's not going to be the same score that the mortgage company necessarily sees, and usually it's higher. Same thing if you go to the car dealership, they'll give you a score that's tailored to a car dealership's needs. It's not the same as the mortgage company. So I would go to one of the providers, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, whichever, and I would pay them the $30 or $40 so that I could look at my tri-merge credit score, right? So it's going to give me all three scores, and I've got the best chance of seeing what the mortgage company sees there. And then I would also just go and look and see if there's anything on there that I don't know or expect to see.
Right.
Because finding out after you've signed a contract to buy a house even as you think you're going to sign the contract to buy a house is pretty unpleasant. And some things pop up on credit reports that people don't expect. It might be something to do with you, or it might be something not to do with you, but it's better to know before you start.
Even if you've co-signed for something in the past.
Absolutely. And you forgot, or there's all kinds of horror stories. Somebody co-signed for their nephew's car loan, and the nephew neglected to make the first 3 or 4 payments. They went to buy a house and found out that things weren't quite as rosy as they thought they were. Yes.
So that'd be worthwhile.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Look at your credit, and then if you're self-employed, then I would say it makes sense to talk to the person that prepares your taxes. Take a look at the last 2 years of income and just try to understand where you stand before you go and talk to somebody in the mortgage business about it, just so you're more prepared to talk about it. And then the last part is be patient. So when we ask for documents, we're not asking because we've got nothing better to do or we want to make you miserable. What we're trying to do is get you through the process as quickly as possible, and we need what we need. So excluding that kind of automated thing that I spoke about at the moment, there isn't really any shortcuts in the mortgage business, right? If you go down to the mid-2000s where everything went nuts, part of the problem was mortgage standards were too lax and the documentation standards were too lax. So they effectively eliminated the versions of mortgages where you didn't have to provide documentation. These days, it's pretty much we need what we need, and we don't have a choice. So you may have awesome credit, you may have bought 10 houses and paid all your payments on time, but it still means we still have to ask for the same set of documents we'd ask from somebody buying their first house or townhome, as the case may be, right? And their 10th house. It's just the way the mortgage business works.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so we're going to take a little break and we're going to share Rob Woods with us from our construction, and he's going to talk about what we do.
Hello, my name's Rob Woods. I'm the area manager for Neal Communities in the South Division. I've been fortunate enough to be employed by Neal for over 5 years now, and I'm very excited to welcome you out to our flagship community, SkySail, which we're very proud of and I'm very excited to be part of. It's a beautiful community with lots of different product lines. We have a very significant amenity presence here at SkySail with many things for our customers and homeowners to enjoy. What we're really proud of here in the South Division and Neal in general is our touch points with our customers. We very much like to keep engaged with our customer, touch points as many times as possible to try to set their expectations and ease their anxiety. The quality assurance process that we use is integral to how we deliver a beautiful home to our customers. And one of the main components of that is this computer software program that we use, where our warranty team uses an iPad with this program loaded into it where there's 140 or so different light items of punch that needs to be completed in a home before we are allowed to go to the pre-closing orientation. What's beautiful about this program is it identifies all the issues, it highlights them in red or green. Red needs to be fixed, green, they're okay. And until it clicks from red to green, that update goes to all of our trade partners every 3 business days until they complete those items. And that process is really helpful in getting us from point A to point B to delivering the complete home to our customers. That, with our many touch points, with our quality assurance, is one of the large reasons we have been able to achieve the Avid Benchmark Award 4 years in a row, which is something that we're very proud of down here. We strive to ensure that our customer satisfaction is forefront in our brains about what we're trying to deliver in Neal Communities. Thank you for coming and visiting us today at beautiful SkySail in Naples, Florida. We hope you enjoyed the presentation and how we strive to provide the most beautiful homes to our customers. We hope you can come visit us in person, as this is the most beautiful community and will only get more beautiful as the days progress.
Thanks so much, Rob. That was fantastic. I love to hear about what we do with construction and how we interact with our buyers. It's really great. We had a question come in from Mark B. from YouTube. So he's asking Steve, what about VA buyers?
Yeah, we absolutely do VA loans. So it's a great program in a couple different ways. So you can do 0% down payment. That's going to be the biggest attraction for most folks. And then if you're getting disability from the VA, then you don't have to do the VA's version of mortgage insurance, which they call a funding fee. So it can be a really nice loan for folks. And then on the preparation side, if you're talking about VA to be specific, you don't have to, because most of the time we can get it really easily, but you might want to go and get your certificate of eligibility from the VA for your own self before you start the mortgage process. And depending on your generation, it may be as quick as just a quick visit to the website. But if you're Korea or Vietnam, it might take a little bit more work, but it's not that big a deal. But something you can do to get ready.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mark. We appreciate your question. We're going to segue over to the amenities. And I have to tell you, this is so near and dear to my heart. After seeing what we've done and building the community and getting the amenities finished, which is something very special because Neal Communities made the decision to build the amenities up front in such a large community. And normally builders don't do that. So now that we've gotten everything done, the heart of the community is everybody living in it and using the amenities. So sadly, I spent some time with Jen yesterday, our lifestyle director. She wasn't able to be with us today, but I really wanted to get an understanding of what we have going on. So you're going to see the amenities in the video. This is pristine. This is before we opened. Everything is gorgeous, and this is absolutely what it looks like. But when we come back, we're going to talk about how do you live in the community. So let's take a peek at that. How beautiful was that? Could you imagine having access to all of that every day? When I was talking with Jen yesterday, her reoccurring theme was to provide opportunities to meet and greet new families, have them get involved, make friends, and have fun. I mean, if that was my job description, that'd be fabulous. So Jen's working on the calendars, and she showed me everything through December. And her goal was to have something going on every single day of the month. And she's very close to making that happen. I wanted to share some of the things that have happened and reoccurring that are already in place at SkySail. So they do a food truck night. I believe it's currently monthly, and I think they're looking at increasing that as we get closer to season. They did a pool party to celebrate the summer. For Mother's Day, they did a shopping boutique in the lake house, and they brought vendors in with specialty items. For Father's Day, they did a fishing tournament, and they had prizes. One of the things that Jen was most proud of was the kids' arts and craft class. And she actually gave me something to kind of do show and tell. So I want to share this with you. Hold on just a second. Should have had that ready. Thank you. Thank you. Get back in there.
Very complicated reveal.
Right? Okay, so this was one of the crafts that the kids did. So not sure if you can see it, but they decorated the mason jars, and they had the lights inside to look like the lightning bugs. And then they have the little butterflies on the outside of it. So the kids all had a fabulous time doing that. What she tries to do is to have something available for the kids all ages. So the kids are now going back. Don't take my bag.
Oh, sorry, I'm trying to help you.
I'll tell you what, you can help me. So now that the kids have gone back to school, she's doing adult arts and crafts because the parents want to get involved. So Steve, go ahead. You can bring out the adult treats.
All right.
So what they've done is they're working with decoupage, and they have created little jewelry holders. You can see these were made out of seashells that were locally obtained. Little oyster shell there. So they're doing everything. The community has just come to life so vibrantly. Beyond the adult arts and crafts, they do potluck dinners at the lake house where everybody brings their dinners and everybody shares and they sit at the tables and they watch the sunset. So it's just incredible. She was showing me pictures of the country line dancing and everybody was just having so much fun. They brought an instructor in for that. They did a 5K around the lake. So the lake is used every morning. People walk around the lake. It's 1.3 miles. So the 5K, I think, was like 2.5 laps. The fitness center is used all the time. She says there's somebody there all the time. And then some of the activities that they have are mahjong, bingo, bunko, a sunset walk and talk, book club, crochet, cards, cornhole, table tennis, yappy hour at the dog park, and pickleball. So there's definitely something that you're going to find to have fun with, meet new neighbors, make new friends, and just enjoy. So one of the big benefits that you have, you've seen all the amenities, you've heard about the activities. As a resident, you're able to reserve the lake house. And you can do that for any kind of private party. You just need to reserve it. They take a small cleaning deposit. Some of the things that have happened already, they've done graduation parties, birthday parties, retirement parties, baby showers, wedding showers. They have booked their first wedding for December. So exciting. All right. That's the heart of the community. So let's go ahead and take a peek at the villa homes. Our villa homes are very special here at SkySail too. So let's take a peek and see Melissa again.
Welcome to SkySail by Neal Communities. My name is Melissa. Today, I'm going to show you the Tidewinds 2 villa. It features 2 bedrooms, a den, 2 baths, and a 2-car garage with 1,638 square feet under air. Come on, let's take a look. When you enter the home, the first thing you'll notice are the high ceilings and the open concept living area. There's nothing better when you're hosting than having access to your guests in the living room and dining area. You're not left out of your company. The kitchen in this home is well appointed. We are a natural gas community. The kitchen includes upgraded appliances, a gas stove, and an oversized island. The best part of Florida living is being outside. Our villas include extended lanais with a gas hookup, so you can have an outdoor kitchen or barbecue. The den in the Tidewinds 2 is very versatile. It can be set up as a den, a reading nook, or a guest suite, depending upon your needs. The primary suite is very spacious. It can accommodate a king-size bed, 2 oversized nightstands, and has plenty of natural light. primary ensuite has everything you need, from the step-in shower to 2 separate vanities, 2 closets, and a linen closet. The guest bedroom and guest bath are located at the front of the home, separate from the primary suite, offering privacy for everyone. The laundry rooms are large, and they include a utility sink. The hurricane-reinforced garage door and epoxy floors in the 2-car garage of the Tidewinds 2 is a favorite of our homeowners. Thank you for visiting the Tidewinds 2 at SkySail by Neal Communities. My name's Melissa. Come see me soon. My name is Melissa. Today I'm going to take you through the Sandcastle 2 Villa. It features 3 bedrooms, a den, 2 baths, and a 2-car garage with 1,842 square feet under air. Come on, let's take a look. When you enter the home, the first thing you'll notice is the high ceilings, the open concept kitchen, and the spacious living and dining area. The kitchen is the heart of this home. We are a natural gas community, so your upgraded appliance package will include a gas stove. The oversized island is great for entertaining guests. The Sandcastle 2 features a large outdoor lanai, great for soaking up the Florida sun. We also include a gas hookup, so you can put in an outdoor kitchen or a barbecue. The versatile den is a great space for a home office, a reading nook, or a hobby space. The primary suite is very spacious and can easily accommodate a king-size bed, oversized nightstands, and a dresser. The ensuite bath offers a spa-like atmosphere. It has 2 separate vanities, a glass-enclosed step-in shower, and a generously sized walk-in closet. This home features 2 guest bedrooms, conveniently located near the guest bath at the front of the home, separate from your primary suite, offering everyone privacy. Our homeowners love our large laundry rooms. They feature a utility sink and have plenty of room for extra storage. The 2-car garage with epoxy floor and hurricane-reinforced garage door are a favorite of our homeowners. Thank you for touring the Sandcastle 2 at SkySail by Neal Communities. My name is Melissa. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Thanks, Melissa. Those were the villas. Our villas are very special. We are down to 12 villas left here at this point in time. So we have villas that are completed. So if you're looking for a quick move-in, we have villas completed. We have a few that are under construction, and we have a few more that need to get built. So if you're looking to build, that's a longer time frame out for closing. So we have a villa home that would meet most of your needs. So very exciting about the villa homes. So Steve, anything special hit you since we've been gone as far as additional for the process? I know that we talked about pulling the credit report and seeing what your scores were. Is there something that they could do if they're a little bit concerned that maybe they're lower than they thought that they were?
Yes, absolutely. So if you're concerned about your score, whether you looked at the report or not, you just think you might have something to look at there. We have a service, we call it ARROW, so it's Able, Ready, Own. And you don't have to be under contract to do that, right? If you're just trying to get ready to buy a home, we can still help. And what it means is we would pull credit for you and take a look to see what's the source, if the scores are low, why, and then what can we do about it. So that may be as easy as reducing the balance on a credit card, or it may be a 3 to 4 or 6 month project. It doesn't matter. Either way, we can help somebody go from where they are to where they need to be in order to buy a home. So that's on the qualification side. And even if the score is just a little bit lower than you'd like it to be, there's still a possibility that taking it from 700 to 740 saves you a little bit of money on the interest rate or on your mortgage insurance or whatever. And that service is at no cost to you, right? We have to do a hard credit pull in order to do that, to run the tools. But again, you don't have to be under contract. You can start and say, I really want to buy one of those townhomes. Okay, it's going to take me 6 months to get to where I need to be. We can do that.
That's fantastic. And you do that at no charge for folks.
Correct. We do
That's
not.
wonderful. All right. Well, Steve, I thank you so much for all of your information today and coming down and joining us.
My pleasure.
I have a special invitation for everybody who has not been here. You need to come see us. Our models are open. Our sales associates are ready to tour you through the amenities, through the completed neighborhood, through our models. We're here ready. We have a home for everybody, so please come and see us. We are located on Oil Well Road, which is just 4.3 miles from Immokalee Road in East Naples. You can come see us. You can check out the website, neilcommunities.com, SkySail, or give us a call at 941-210-0139. So thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it and look forward to seeing you.